Hello everyone! I'm here to do my April wrap-up. It is May 1st and I feel like if I don't do this now, it's never gonna happen. So, yeah, and I'm also having some strange feelings about wrap-ups because they're very, very booktube to do and I love to watch them. But with that aside, I don't read that much in 1 month, and what I do read in that month, I'm mostly diving into in a reading vlog, which means that you're basically already hearing, for sure there are people, who come to this video who have never watched me before, or don't watch the reading vlogs, or don't watch all of them, so for sure, like, people are encountering the books I'm about to talk to you about for the first time. However, I feel a little bit redundant just because I go so in depth with my crazy jumbled thoughts about each one of these in reading vlogs. So sometimes I'm like, what is the purpose of a wrap up? Or like, how can I make it interesting for me? Or yeah, I don't know, just questions. This video, I feel like I'm looking at my Goodreads, I'm reminding myself of everything that I read, and I'm just gonna say the kind of thoughts that come to my mind, which also, for me, sort of tests like what about the book stays with me. So it was a really good reading month for me. I read 6 books this month, which is crazy. Well, I finished 6 books this month because the first one is Blueberries, Essays Concerning Understanding by Ellena Savage, which I finished on the 2nd of April, but started in March. So, like, it feels like it's been longer than a month. It feels like I didn't even read that in April. As we all know, I'm obsessed with Blueberries. I think it's an incredible collection of essays, just such a wide range of writing styles and forms, and also dealing with such important and, yeah, like crucial topics. I'm a huge Ellena Savage fan now. She's become one of my favorite authors of all time. Thank you to Rebecca Eats Books for like spreading this book all over the internet, because we are all forever changed and grateful for that. The Blueberries is amazing. If you like essay collections, then this one is one of the best that I've ever read. These essays deal a lot with just being a woman in the world and what that means, and her experiences with that, and also her experiences of being a writer, and sexual assault, and class, and wow, a lot. So that was a 5-star. I had actually 3 5-star reads this month. The second one was On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Vuong. I have it here. 5 stars. I can't believe I waited this long to read it because it's been in my presence for a while, and I just didn't read it until now, until April. I buddy read this with Iggy, my girl from Literary Iggy, and yeah, we were both just shattered and blown away by this book. This is a novel that reads like a very, very long poem, I would say. That's my feeling. It's from a character called Little Dog, who's in his late 20s. He's Vietnamese, his family is Vietnamese, and they immigrate to America. He's also gay, so just everything that this book deals with, and this character, Little Dog, is writing basically a whole letter to his mother, who can't read or really speak English. So sort of it's like a letter to his mom that she could never read, which also liberates him to write the most deep, deep is like not even a strong enough word, things and just reflections on his life, on his sexuality, on living in the world as an Asian immigrant, or just anyone who is not white. So yeah, this was gorgeous, as the title suggests. The whole thing from beginning to end. I recommend this to everyone. The third book I read is my third 5-star read, which was Second Place by Rachel Cusk. This was an arc from FSG. Now that it's May, it comes out very, very soon. I'm in love with her. She is everything. I love her work. It's basically about a woman whose name is M, and she lives with her husband on a marsh in sort of like a remote location, and they have on their property the second place, which is a kind of structure that they discovered on their property and then they rebuilt and refurbished into a place where they could invite artists to do residencies there. And so she invites this painter, Elle, whose paintings she falls in love with, and she invites him to come and do a residency there. And the story just unfolds. For Cusk, I think it's much more plotty than, let's say, the Outline trilogy. As I said before, like, I talked about all of these in reading vlogs, like, very extensively. She's dealing with, like, male privilege, and this character is dealing with her identity as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, and also sort of as an artist. Like, there is a clash between artist and a non-artist, and a male artist versus a not male person, and the privileges and disadvantages that come with those different sides. It's a very vivid exploration of that. So Rachel Cusk is amazing. I enjoyed Second Place so much. It's fucking brilliant. The next book was I Hold a Wolf by the Ears by Laura Vandenberg. It's a short story collection. This, for me, was 4 stars. I love the atmosphere. I loved the kind of surreal qualities to these stories. I wrote in my Goodreads review, great writing, and each story packs a punch. Dark, uncanny, and David Lynch-esque in the kind of atmosphere. I just thoroughly enjoyed this, and I really, really like Laura Vandenberg's writing. I would love to read more from her. I know she has one earlier story collection that someone wrote to me on Instagram about it that I should read, and she has her novel, The Third Hotel, which I heard is like not as good, but still interesting, so I would be interested to read that. These stories have like a kind of, yeah, surreal, twisted, mysterious mood to them. They're like very moody stories, which was really, really fun. They also deal with some dark themes like mental health, like depression, loss, grief. Very creative stories also. So I really, really, really enjoyed that. Next, I read Things I Don't Want to Know by Deborah Levy. I think that might also be a 5-star. Maybe I'm too generous with my 5 stars. Let's see if over time I get more, thank you, more critical. I have a peanut gallery in the back that's offering me better adjectives. Deborah Levy, another writer who I just love. I read her novel Swimming Home, which she actually references in this book, Things I Don't Want to Know. This is nonfiction, it's essays. It's 4 long essays that are in response to George Orwell's Why I Write essay, and it's the first in a series of 3 for her that are kind of living autobiographies, she calls them, about, writing, like about her life and her art and the craft of writing. This book is her basically reflecting on her journey as a young woman, a mother, a writer, and it's all taking place from this like mountainside hotel in Mallorca, and then she's reflecting back on her childhood in South Africa and moving to England, about the craft of finding the voice to write and dealing with the questions of home and belonging. Yeah, I love this book. I ate it up. I love shit like this. This is the kind of book for me, like writers just talking about the craft of writing and the journey of becoming a writer, and then also all those things that influence your writing, which is your life, your marriage, your family, your childhood, was just so great. I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of this little series of hers. Then I started reading Tonight I'm Someone Else, which are essays by Chelsea Hodson. I got this recommendation from Eggs, and she put this in an essay collection video, and I was feeling the Deborah Levy essays, so I wanted to read more essays. So I picked this one up, and in the meantime, I have put it aside. So DNF'd for the moment. I found something about the beginning of this essay collection, like the first essay, very unappealing to me. I just thought that there was something kind of cringy about it. I got the vibes a little bit. I know that this book deals basically with Chelsea Hodson, kind of reflecting on a very abusive relationship, which I am interested to read, and I definitely will probably finish this collection, but the first essay just felt to me that kind of vibe, like the men that I'm with are bad and they're dangerous, and I like that they're bad and dangerous, and they hurt me, and I know they hurt me, and I know it's wrong, but I want to be hurt like that and loved like that. And it was a little bit hard for me to read from that. I don't know. I don't deny that being in a situation of abuse is not super complicated, and that you can be super in love with the person that's, you know, that you're in this abusive relationship with. There was just something in the tone of the first one that just felt not, I wasn't into it. If you want to talk about the raw shit, then let's go for it, and I'm into that. As hard as it is, I'm into being in that. It was just the first essay was like dark, but still a little surfacey to me, and I wanted it to go deeper. So I will probably read the rest of this collection. I put it to the side for a minute. And the last read that I finished this morning, which is technically May 1st, so I'm a little bit cheating, but I'm gonna include it anyway. It's my channel. The Houseguest and Other Stories by Amparo Davida. I believe Amparo Davida is a Mexican author. So it's originally in Spanish, and it's been translated by Matthew Gleason and Audrey Harris. I watched Jaylen's From the Bar in the Bookcase, his video about short stories, which I got the Laura Vandenberg I Hold a Wolf by the Ears recommendation from, and I loved it so much that he also recommended this, so I decided to pick it up. And also Iggy, again, she was reading it, and we thought, okay, so let's buddy read it also. And I'm also buddy reading it with Mai, who you've seen in videos before. So yeah, I had high expectations for this, and sadly it didn't meet them at all. I gave this on Goodreads a 3 because you can't do a half star. Maybe it was just that, like, after reading the short stories of Laura Vandenberg and then reading these, like, I liked the quickness of a new story starting every, 15 pages or something. But by the time I got halfway through this one, I think I was just tired of having to start over a story every few pages, and I wanted to be with a character a bit longer. So I guess my mood for short stories just kind of dissipated as I was reading this. A lot of these stories fell really flat for me. I want to unpack with Iggy and also with Mai, and Mai and I thought that maybe we could do a book thoughts video together about it, and that would be fun to film something with her. So I'll leave my really specific thoughts for that video. But with the exception of maybe three stories that I thought were really strong, they were building and building and building, and then nothing, or the endings were just really not satisfying, or also sometimes they didn't make sense. Details about the situation didn't add up or didn't make sense to me. Goodreads, it says the stories are terrifying, mesmerizing, and expertly crafted. You'll finish each one gasping for air. Not in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there were aspects of the ideas that I found interesting, and there were specific passages and stories that I thought worked and just were, yeah, very, very interesting conceptually. But as a collection, for me, it was weak. It didn't really work. And to be honest, by the end, I was just like, okay, like, I want to finish it so that I can move on to something else. Okay, I'm dying of the heat and I need to turn on the AC, so I am gonna do that. And that is my wrap up for April. A good overall month. I mean, I had like 4 or 5-star reads, which is a lot, so I'm happy. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave in the comments below what you read this month, or if you've read any of these, and your thoughts. If you agree, if you disagree, everything is welcome. That's it. So, see you later. Bye.